Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. I have some crypto breaking news, and it's not necessarily that's something that's breaking today, but it is something that we have to talk about, okay? Because right now, what we're seeing with Bitcoin now seemingly below 100,000, we've clearly established that as being an upper level of resistance, the psychological barrier, right? Anytime you get those wholesome numbers, breaking through those levels are going to be something difficult, and especially now as we look into the market, and I'm going to share with you guys kind of what's going on. But this is kind of where we look at next year and why this could be the biggest time period for cryptocurrency outside of what we have going on in the United States. This is a more macro move that I think that these comments from Anthony Scaramucci are very much bullish, and probably the most bullish thing that we can talk about today when we have the market down into the red. So I'm going to share with you guys what those comments are in this video. So make sure you give me a couple minutes of your time if you can. Stick around to the end, and if you haven't done so, please join us here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Always remember that subscribing to this channel does not mean that it's going to cost you a penny. All it does is let YouTube know that you like what I'm talking about and you want to hear more cryptocurrency talk, okay? So let's get down into it. Yeah, Bitcoin will be backed by China by this time next year. All right, that's kind of what we're going to get into. But first, I want to talk about the overall market as we look into the red. We are absolutely having a correction, okay? Simply put, Bitcoin, as we currently are recording, down 1.3% on the day, trading at 97,000 for a multi-trillion-dollar crypto, 1.92. We were over 2 for a little bit. You have to kind of keep in mind, Bitcoin was running extremely, extremely hot, and that $100,000 level is going to serve as a huge psychological kind of resistance as we look to make that next move up into the green. Outside of that, this is simply macro, in my opinion, okay? It's a broader market correction, a lot of profit taking, a lot of liquidations, nothing to, I'm never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. Do what's best for you. But what I'm doing is, it's kind of what I'm not doing, I should say. I'm not running for the hills, selling all of my crypto, dumping right now, and just panicking, okay? We've done that before. We've learned from our mistakes, and we're going to hold the course and keep it 100 here, because I do think Bitcoin has more room to run. I quite frankly think we haven't even started, okay? And that leads me into the discussion, and I do want to share with you guys today's channel sponsor. If you do any futures trading, spot trading, I do have an exciting opportunity within CoinW, one of the exchanges I've partnered with. Now, make sure it's right for you and where you're located and understand their terms and conditions. But right now, through my link down below, you do get a $50 Pepe airdrop for registering, signing up. Also, there is a private trading community that I'm offering with free professional traders in that Telegram group, looking at short-term insight, all the market analysis that they provide. It's not financial advice, but if you do want some help along your crypto journey and you do trade futures, check out my link down below. Get started with CoinW today, okay? But back into these comments from Scaramucci, predicting that China will be back in Bitcoin by this time next year. This is kind of where we look into it, right? My opinion, and kind of off the cuff with this, is Donald Trump doesn't hate China, but just hates the way China does things with the United States. Now, why this is relevant? Well, we've had rumors about, the TikTok ban, the tariffs that are coming, everything kind of macro that's potentially going to be impacting the economy, not just within the United States, but globally. This is going to be a shockwave in 2025, in my opinion. Now, why this is relevant? Well, we kind of have like a little Cold War narrative going on, okay? And what I mean by that is, what the United States is looking to do with cryptocurrency is something where I think that we've heard from Russia, we've heard from other countries and nations globally, and I think China and the Asian markets are not going to be sleeping on this as we look into activating sleeping giants. And that's kind of why these comments are very enticing, because, they don't need the United States' permission to get back involved with cryptocurrency. That's kind of the beauty of it. And that's why these comments from Scaramucci are crypto breaking news. And this was coming out from this prediction that he made speaking at the ADNEC Center on December 10th. And this was the exact forecast that I'm going to highlight for you guys in this post, okay? Now that the United States is open to the idea, I think it would be impossible to suggest that other countries wouldn't do the same thing. I'm sitting here today in December of 2024 making a prediction. By this time next year, the Chinese will be back in the Bitcoin game. Also adding to this, they're probably going to add it to their reserve assets, and they're probably going to allow people to mine it legally, okay? It only makes sense. It's going to be like this digital tech arms race within blockchain, and it just makes sense that China will be sitting on the sidelines throughout, okay? We talked about the relationship with Bitcoin a little bit more so. You could talk about how they were at one point the epicenter of Bitcoin mining, 65 to 75% of the global hash power before they imposed that sweeping ban of cryptocurrency mining and trading in 2021. Okay, but since that crackdown, I think that people have found a way. They always do, especially in a capitalistic mindset. If you're making money, you're gonna find a way to keep making money. Okay. And he adds to it by saying the ironic thing is 10% of the mining is still happening in China, despite that the Chinese Communist Party has disallowed it, okay? So that's kind of what it is hanging in the balance, okay? It's kind of what we talked about, right? This is a giant tech arms race, and I think that to echo those sentiments, it would just not make sense for China and the CCP to kind of sit on the sidelines and let all of these other nations kind of explode and get all this economic development and influx from cryptocurrency, and they just sit back and watch. It's just not in their DNA. It's not in their human nature, and I don't think this is going to be something that they end up doing. So I kind of agree. Whether or not it happens 1 year from now, nobody has that crystal ball, but I do think it's a potential game-changing update within crypto. So breaking news in terms of these comments, but not necessarily breaking today and happening today. So we'll look forward to more updates with this. And I think that if this does prove correct, China re-entering the Bitcoin market is going to have absolute shockwaves, driving up demand, legitimizing the Bitcoin claim and that Bitcoin dream that we all have, and potentially as we look into the global shift of financial power in the favor of cryptocurrency. So that's what I got for you guys. Let me know your comments down below. I want to know if you guys are on board with this. Do you echo these sentiments from Scaramucci? Also, what is your timeline for China to get back into the Bitcoin race? I want to know down below in the comments. Also, before you leave, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you all watching. Also, if you haven't done so, give me a follow on X. We do post things on there every single day. So if you want some more real-time updates, make sure you give me a follow there. Like I said earlier, check out CoinW, join our private trading community, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.